Active Minds brings suicide awareness to campus.
Hack Ohio celebrates their 5th year anniversary.
And the soccer team takes on Syracuse. That's all right here on Lantern News Now. Welcome back, Buckeyes. I'm Elizabeth Suarez.
And I'm Jamela Muhammad. You're watching Lantern News Now.
If you headed across campus Wednesday, you may have seen backpacks laid out on the Oval. Student organization Active Minds displayed the backpacks to promote suicide awareness. Lantern TV was there and brings you more.
On Wednesday, 1,100 backpacks were placed on the Oval as part of the Send Silence Packing national movement. The event was organized in an effort to bring awareness to mental health on college campuses.
So right now, on the Oval, there's 1,100 backpacks, and those backpacks represent the number of college students across the U.S. who are lost to suicide each year. It's just basically a visual representation of the impact of suicide. It's a lot more than a lot of people think, and it's an issue that a lot of people don't even really think about. So we're just trying to bring it to light and get the conversation started. There's also some different groups and organizations here in attendance, and they're giving some volunteer opportunities and also some resources. Basically, we want people to know that if they need to talk, that there's people who want to listen.
People walking through the Oval could stop and read the stories of the students who lost their lives to suicide, which were fastened to several of the backpacks.
It's crazy how many of them there are. Even for me, who's, researched the issue, knows the issue, is very familiar with the issue, there's so many. And when you look across the Oval and see how many, you realize that's too many.
We knew the numbers ahead of time, but it's a lot different seeing it for ourselves laid out here on campus. It's one thing to say the number 1,100, and it's another thing to look around and imagine that it's a student and it's a life.
In addition to the backpacks, organizations were set up on the Oval with information about mental health resources both on campus and in Columbus.
Tell your friends you love them. It's the easiest thing to do, but it helps.
This Saturday, almost 800 students will take part in Ohio State's 5th annual Hackathon. The 2-day event aims to give students the opportunity to work on tech projects while meeting new people. We spoke with an event organizer and a recurring participant to learn more about how the event has changed over the years.
The Hackathon is a 24-hour event where we invite students to come in and participate on teams to build projects. So that can be anywhere from software projects to hardware projects. You don't have to know anything about coding necessarily to come and participate. We encourage students of all majors to come in and check out what it's all about because a hackathon is a really great place to learn something new.
But the nice thing about the hackathons is that it's a resource of, you have different people from different companies come in. Often they are there to kind of showcase their stuff, but they are also very good programmers.
This weekend marks the Hindu holiday of Diwali. The Ohio State chapter of Hindu Youth for Unity, Virtues, and Action is hosting the Festival of Light this Saturday in the Ohio Union. We spoke with an event organizer to learn more about the history and culture surrounding the event.
Diwali is one of our oldest festivals. It's approximately 5,000 years old. So it all started when 5 different kings were banished into a forest. They returned after 12 years, and to commemorate their return, an entire village lighted rows of lamps. A big part of OSU is the diversity of our students. So allowing the celebration of cultural festivals increases this diversity. There's a lot of Indian students on campus, so it's a big part of campus to be able to spread this diversity and teach other people about our culture.
For more information on the event, you can visit the Hindu Yuva Facebook page.
As the time for Congress to make a decision on DACA runs out, many dreamers are feeling uncertain about their situation. First year Lydia Garcia is one of these students. News director Elizabeth Suarez brings us more on her story.
Hardworking, caring, responsible, ethical, curious.
These are the words that high school teacher Lee Bishop uses to describe her former student Lydia Garcia.
She is very serious about her studies. She was consistently on the honor roll, was a member of the National Honor Society.
Lydia is a DACA dreamer and is now a first year at Ohio State with hopes to become an optometrist. But she wants people to know there's more to who she is.
Being undocumented or being a dreamer doesn't define who I am or what I will be in life. It's just that it's just something, a handicap that I have. And one day, you know, with God's favor, I will overcome it.
Lydia was born in northern Mexico and moved to Columbus just before her second birthday, but considers Columbus her home. Her father now lives in Mexico, and she has seen him only a few times over the past 7 years, which has taken an emotional toll. Although she stays in contact with her father via phone call or text message, sometimes she says it's just not enough.
For example, when I got into college, like, it was such a great achievement, but like, of course, it's not enough just to send a text or have a phone call. It's just you need maybe that physical contact or just like the physical presence just to share that with them. And it's something hard, like, just to deal with it every day.
Although being undocumented is difficult at times, she looks to her faith for guidance.
God keeps me going. He gives me the motivation to, like, when people say like things that are hurtful or like just make you less than a human, I think about God.
As she waits with the hope that Congress will make a decision in favor of extending DACA, Lydia encourages others to continue to speak out as well.
It's important to say something. Like, a lot of times, like I said, people are afraid to say things and afraid to stand up for what they believe in or say who they are. And I think it's just important not to be in the shadows.
For now, she plans to continue to focus on her studies while working 30 hours a week to support her education.
I'm a dedicated person. I have to be, like I said, to prove my worth.
But Lydia says her goals are not just for her, but her family as well.
So I hope to one day be the first to achieve, I guess, the American dream.
If you're planning to go shopping this weekend, there's now another option close to campus. Off-price retailer Marshall's opened in Lenox Town Center on Thursday. This is the company's 6th location in Central Ohio. Are you excited about the new Marshall store?
You know I am. I'm such a fashionista.
Of course, look at you today. So now let's throw it over to James for more on Ohio State football headed into the bye week.
Thanks, Elizabeth and Jamila. Coming off their blowout win against Nebraska, the Ohio State men's football team is headed into their bye week. The Buckeye offense has scored at least 50 points in their last 4 games and currently ranks 2nd in the nation in total offense. They're hoping to carry that momentum through the bye week and on to Penn State.
I felt early in the year when we struggled, we didn't come into the game with momentum. And I think we've came through each week with some momentum. Now you still got to execute on Saturdays, but I think we're coming into the game with some confidence and some momentum during the week of practice.
Offensive lineman Billy Price believes that this bye week will give them even more of an advantage in their preparation for Penn State.
I've already watched 4 games of theirs. I've already looking at what we're doing offensively, to scheme them up and how to put some of their guys in space to exploit some of their players. And so I think it's a big matchup for us. And again, it's a huge advantage for us just coming off a bye week.
Number 2 Penn State will be hosting number 19 Michigan on Saturday before coming to Columbus the week after. The football team will be wearing their annual alternate jersey next Saturday. 11 Warriors were the first to leak the supposed retail version of the jerseys. While the full jersey has not yet been released, Buckeye fans will be able to purchase their jersey for $150 on October 23rd. The Ohio State men's soccer team took on Syracuse Wednesday night, hoping to stop their 4-game losing streak. Let's take a look at how they fared.
The Buckeyes started off the season strong, but have since cooled off and have not had a win in their previous 5 games coming into Wednesday night. 25 minutes into the game, Syracuse would open up the scoring when Tajon Buchanan chipped it over OSU goalie Parker Siegfried. Buchanan's leg would strike Siegfried as he dove for the save, and he would be carted off and would not return to action. Just over 30 seconds later, Ohio State's Nate Cole would respond with a goal of his own off a rebound following an OSU corner. Syracuse would add another goal 6 minutes into the second half and would be able to hold on to their lead, winning 2-1. The Buckeyes, now 7-6-1 on the year, look to bounce back against rival Michigan on Saturday.
Now let's see some of the upcoming games this week. Men's and women's ice hockey will be having back-to-back games against Massachusetts and St. Cloud State, respectively, on Friday starting at 4:07 p.m. and Saturday starting at 3:37 p.m. Men's soccer will be looking to end their losing streak on Saturday against Michigan at 7 p.m. The Raffle team is holding the Buckeye Open over the weekend. It's set all day, Saturday and Sunday. Women's volleyball is set to square off with Michigan at 1 p.m. on Sunday. And moving on to next Wednesday, women's soccer will play host to Indiana at 7 p.m. That's all we have for you this week. Now, even though the Buckeyes won't be taking the field on Saturday, let's see how the weather will be for the rest of the weekend.
Thank you, James. Now I'm meteorologist Grace Devine here on Lantern TV to give you your weather. Outside right now, we're seeing a temperature of 68 degrees and a humidity of 42%. And the sun is out there and shining, so it's quite a cool and sunny day out there. We'll see it get up to a high of 75 today, and the sun will remain in the sky throughout today. But on Saturday and Sunday, that's when we'll see the clouds take over the sky this weekend. Saturday, we'll see a high of 78, and Sunday, we'll see a high of 78 once again. Now, I know a lot of you are probably upset by these high temperatures that continue to stick around with us throughout most of October, but during this time of the year, you have to look into the dew point temperatures as well, because the higher the dew point temperature gets to 70, the more humid it's going to be out there. So as you can see throughout this weekend, we're continuing to see dew points 48, 46, and 47. So despite those high temperatures, it'll be quite cool out there as well. So can't complain too much. Looking more into next week, we'll see the rain come on through Monday through Wednesday, and then after that, we'll see the temperatures drop once again for the fall weather, and the sun will be out later on next week. So find out what to expect next week here at Lantern TV. Back to you, Jamila and Elizabeth.
That's all we have for you this week on Lantern News Now.
Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Also check out the Lantern on Snapchat.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.